Doom Eternal, great and greatly overrated. Doom Eternal features two modes, an online competitive mode where Demon Slayer is heavily unfairly matched with infinitely spawning player-controlled demons that just isn't really fun unless you're on the demon side, so I'm gonna just throw that mode away and focus on the reason everyone is buying Doom Eternal. Its hefty 17-hour long demon-filled campaign. And this campaign is really great. Here you play as a Demon Slayer, taking on zombies and demons on Earth as well as Mars, going through a fairly linear campaign, but one filled with traversal and platforming, which is a very welcome change. However, I feel this new addition takes a back seat to the straight up demon slaying, which on paper sounds fine, but ultimately it leads to an incohesive feeling world that feels like a bunch of random video game elements stapled together. And this is Doom Eternal's biggest issue. Nothing feels purposeful. It feels mindless and repetitive from start to finish. None of the levels are memorable. The combat is constant, never giving you a chance to breathe or explore. It's a headache. Playing through Doom Eternal is an enjoyable headache, but still a headache. Combat that this time around is much more enjoyable though. Enemies having their weaknesses, making almost every battle feel like a puzzle despite feeling mindless at the same time. Rarely leading to frustrating encounters, but don't get me wrong, those encounters do exist. Though rare, there's one overpowered enemy specifically that kills all and any fun you'll be having with this game in an instant. More specifically in one area of the game where you're trapped with him and a snake enemy and no ammo or health really around. Which brings me to another gripe I have with Doom Eternal, its health and ammo situation. Ammo, health, and armor really feel non-existent in Doom Eternal's world. Instead, the game relies on you using your abilities to obtain armor and health. You can catch enemies on fire and freeze them, you have to chainsaw enemies for ammo, but I just feel like I'd much rather have ammo drops after killing enemies than forced to find a small one I can chainsaw, wait for the chainsaw to refuel and do it again. The chainsaw system in general is a nonsensical mess. You can store up to 3 chainsaw attacks, however there are no enemies you can kill with 2 fuels. So what's the point? There's 1 and there's 3. And then you have enemies later on that can't be attacked with the chainsaw at all because they're too big. These enemies should be reserved for 3, and the middle large enemies killed with 2. Otherwise it just leads to fuel hoarding, and the payoff is never worth it. But that can be said for this game's weapons as well. You're given amazing weapons towards the end of the game, but rarely any ammo to use them, which begs me to ask, why even give them to me in the first place, especially the sword? This item didn't come into play and was basically unusable until the final boss. But if this was the weapon's only purpose, I suppose that's okay, but I feel if this is the case, you should have just waited longer to give it to me. All in all, I do feel Doom Eternal is a great game. It's fun demon slaying to heavy metal, there's a crazy amount of weapons, and different ways to upgrade these weapons, customize them to your gameplay, but just don't believe the hype. Go into Doom Eternal expecting a great game and not an amazing game or a masterpiece, and you surely won't be disappointed. But if you go in expecting Game of the Year, you're gonna get smacked with level design and gameplay that feels plucked out of the old God of War games with guns stapled to it. And there's a reason God of War changed. I give Doom Eternal an 8 out of 10. If you played Doom Eternal, tell me what you thought about it down in the comment section below. If you haven't played it, tell me if you plan on picking it up. Thumbs up. If you liked the video, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, follow me on Instagram at Superkengaming. Thanks for watching, and of course, stay beautiful.
You were never one of us. You were nothing but a usurper, a false idol. My eyes have been opened. Let me help you to see, Slayer.
If you thought that video was good, you should probably watch this video. The very video that's on your screen right now that YouTube hand selected for you out of all my thousands of videos. This is the one that I want you to watch next. And make sure you're subscribed because I'm not a genie or anything, but I'm pretty sure you get 42 years of bad luck if you made it this far into my video and you're not subscribed. You don't have to subscribe. I'm just looking out for you. I'm just looking out for your luck and your life.